Hello and welcome back to this channel. This is the second part on MS Excel the basics. I hope you have gone through the first video. If not, you can click the link given in the description box and have a look at that. In the previous video, we have gone through the user interface of the Excel application. We have gone through various ribbons and their functionalities, how you can create a new workbook, and we have seen the basic formatting tools that have given in Excel. In this part 2, we will create a data set or a table and look at some more formatting tools and other tools that are available. Although MS Excel is a very vast topic in itself, we will be creating more detailed videos on individual topics. So, happy learning. Let's create a sample data and we'll see some more formatting tools available to us. Let's just clear that all out. So the first cell we'll type in would be S number. Let's start from cell A1. The next would be name. The next would be marks. And the next would be grade. So the first data or cell, I'll fill it with the S number, that is serial number, and it will be 1. I'll give it a name A, B, C, D, E, F, and marks, say I'll give it 67, and grade I'll give it A. The second data entry I can do is number 2, GHIJKL 56 B. Now you can notice that this is slightly bigger than this cell because we had applied a format to that. So I'll just reset that to 12 like it was. Or if you're not sure what should be the format of that, what you can do, you can paste the format of another cell. You can copy that format and paste it onto the other. So you can click this, you can click this button, which is called copy formatting. Click this and paste it over here, and you'll see it has copied that format from that cell to this cell. Let's just go ahead and click another, and we'll name it JKUIH and 40. So this will be C. Now this is a very basic data entry that we have done. So let's beautify this a little bit. So what you can do, you can give it a border. So let's say we select all this range, or we select all these cells. Here you can see there is an option called bordering or bottom border. You can click this drop down menu and it will give you various options of bordering your cells. So if you click bottom border, it will click the bottommost row or cells that you have selected in your range. And if you click the top border, it will highlight the top border. If you click left, it will highlight the left. If you click right, it will highlight the right. So now you can see it has created a box for us. If I again click that, select those and click no border, it will remove them. So you can use no border as eraser as well. If you click all borders, so it will highlight those borders, everything that you have selected within that range. And if you click no border again, it will remove it. And if you click outside borders, it will highlight only the outside border. You can also insert a thick box or border, which is like a bolded version of the normal border. So likewise, you can use bordering to enhance the look of your table. So let's just go ahead and select outside borders, and when you'll practice, do look at all the other options as well. And I'll give it a box border to this. Now let's convert this into a middle indented cell. So I'll click this button called center text, and you can see it has now aligned everything into center. Rest I can keep, this column I can keep it as left, alignment. Let's convert these two as center as well. Now we can also fill out these cells. Currently these are looking very bland and boring. You can insert various colors. So from either you can choose them from your standard color palette, or you can create your own color if you want to choose. Say if you want to give it a little bit of lavender color, let's select that, click OK. So it's looking nice. You can also give colors to the font. So if you click this button, the same thing you'll see the color palettes. You can select anything from here. So if you want to select say a blue, you want to select an orange, a very bad choice I know, say red, let's just stick to black. So you can give it a color. You can also remove all these grid lines over here so that it looks a little bit more nice and tidy. So for that you can go to view, and over here you'll see this grid lines option. Just click that and you'll see all your grid lines have gone. Now it's looking much more cleaner and neater, isn't it? By now you have got some idea of how you can start using Excel. I think you can now go ahead and create a sample database of your own. You can input data into that and start playing with these basic formatting tools. Now let's see how you can insert a very basic formula. So I want to total all these out. So what I can do, I can select all these cells where I've got numbers and I want to total this out. So here you can see this button called sum, and you can click this. So as you can see, it has now inserted a sum formula where it's adding up all that numbers. You can also do that manually by clicking or selecting equal to, typing equal to, and you can start typing a formula. So remember, whenever you will type in equal to, Excel will think that you will now type in a formula. If you put in anything after equal to and Excel does not recognize that as a formula, it will throw up error. Like if I enter anything like this and click enter, it will give an error. If you want to type in equal to as a text field, so for that you need to select a apostrophe and then you can type in an equal to and it will consider that as a text. So let's type in a formula. So for this I'll do a very basic math, so I'll just repeat this but in a different form. So I guess you know this, so I'll just add on these individual cells. So I'm doing a very basic addition maths over here, and if you click enter, see it has calculated the same thing. Now let's do a very basic multiplication and division. I want to find the percentage. So how you can do that? Let's do equal to, I click this, divided by 100. Okay, sorry about that into 100. So now if you click this, it will convert it into a percentage, but you see what it has done? Because I have already multiplied by 100 and again I've clicked the percentage, it has again multiplied that. So I don't want to do that. Let's go ahead and remove this multiplication. So see, it has converted this into a percentage. You can copy this by clicking or typing Command C or Control C and you can paste it. You can click this arrow beside the paste and click the formulas. It will paste everything. If you click again in this arrow while that is animating and click formatting, it will also paste that formula format. So see, you can also put in formulas to perform some basic mathematics. Although this is very basic, you can do complex mathematical complication equations as well, but we will not cover that in this video. Let's just keep it very simple. You can also apply filters to your data. So how you can do that? If you select your data range, and in the home ribbon on the right hand side, you'll see there is a button called sort and filter. So if you click that button and click filter, this will apply a filter to your data. Now you can see there are Excel has inserted some drop down menus on the heading. So Excel has automatically determined that the first row of your data are the headings, and below that is data. So if you click this, it will list out all the unique values in your data set, and you can filter that accordingly. So if you click this, now you can see that it has filtered the data, it has hidden all the other rows. If you click any other, see, it has done that. And if you want to remove that, so you can again select all, and it will don't do that. So you can also sort out your data, like you can arrange it ascending order or in a descending order. So for that, again, you need to select the data and say if you want to see this like the highest and then the lowest, or say it is already in that order. So let's do it from the lowest to highest. So select the whole data, click marks, and over here you can click descending. Okay, so I believe because I had data below that, so that's why it has not performed it properly. So let's just undo that. So on the top of the menu, you'll see there is a undo button coming. So let's undo that and let's remove this. Let's again try. So we'll select the whole range and we'll click marks again and click descending. Or we can click ascending, and yeah, now it has reversed that data because 40 is the lowest and it is going to from bottom to top. So you can do the sorting and filter through these. You can also hide individual rows if you want. So for that, again, you have to select the row that you want to hide and right click on that row, and in the menu there will be a button called hide. You can click that and it will hide that for you. Now if you want to bring that back again, so you need to select the top row and the bottom row, so that it comes between. Just right click anywhere and click unhide, so that way that row will again come. You can also increase or decrease the row height. So how you can do that? If you bring your cursor in between two rows, it will the icon will change, and you can pull that to bring it to the row height you want to give. And the same applies to the columns. If you bring your icon bring your cursor between two columns, and then you can drag it on left or right to change the width. Say if your data is very large and you have to scroll down, and you can see that your heading has gone, it has disappeared, but you want to keep it that way. So there is a functionality in Excel where you can freeze panes. Now either it can be at a random area where you want to apply the apply that function, or you can do predefined as well. So say if you want to freeze only the first row, so let's just select the first row. We can go to view and see, you can see there is a freeze buttons coming over here. So you can click freeze top row and it will freeze that row for you. So if you scroll down as much as you want, you'll still be able to see that row. And if you want to remove it, just go to view and click unfreeze panes. So it will remove that. Say if you want to apply a freeze pane over here, if you click this, so it will apply the freeze pane in this location. So anything, if you go towards the right, this portion will stay intact, and if you go down, this portion will stay intact. So let's just do that. I've clicked cell C2 and I'll click freeze panes, not freeze top panes. Now you can see these lines that has appeared. So if you want to scroll down or you want to scroll up, you'll see that this section is now freezed. Let's have a look at some of the predefined number formats or cell formats. So by default, all your cells have a general format applied to that. So if you click in the home ribbon, click this drop down menu. So you can see there are number of predefined formats given to us. So one is general, where there is no specific format. You can convert a cell into number, you can convert it into a currency, you can convert it into an accounting, you can convert it into a date like short date or long date, you can convert it in time, percentage, fraction, whatever you need maybe. So by default, because this is coming as general, that's why it is not showing any formatting applied to it. So if you select those, and if you select current number, then it will apply that formatting. So it has inserted two decimal places and a decimal to that. Now had this been amount, you could have selected currency and it would have applied that currency to that. Now because I'm from India, it has by default it is taking the currency from of rupee. Had it been Europe, so it would have been euro or dollar in case of US. And you can click more number formats and give it some of your own custom as well, but we'll have a separate video for that. So by now I believe you have somewhat idea as to how you can start using Excel. You have seen what is the user interface, where you can find various functionalities, tools to start creating your own sheet or data sheet. Although I admit that in this video I have not touched base on the most advanced part of the Excel, because they would be demanding their own dedicated videos, which we will be posting on a time to time basis. Although we have posted some videos already, you can go through them. So if you're working on Excel for the first time and you have learned something from this video, I would urge you to open up the Excel, start creating a data sheet and start fiddling around, start playing with it. So if you play with yourself, you'll tend to learn more, and that's what I suggest to everyone. So you can just go ahead and start using Excel. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you can now at least start creating basic Excel templates or files and play around with it. The more you'll play with it, the more you'll learn. I mean, that's what I know. So thank you once again, and do subscribe us and give us a like.